I've never met a single woman who has not said me too. I was 5 or 6 years old when I was assaulted by my maid for the first time. Later, I was 8 years old. I was assaulted by my close family friend. Both the times I was too young to understand or protest. Then I was 18. It happened again. I was told that it was a misunderstanding. Now, when I was 20, I was assaulted again by a friend. He used his mental health as an excuse and threatened me with suicide, that if I told anyone, he would kill himself.
It was my first college semester break and I was traveling home. I was really excited because I was traveling for the first time all by myself, and I took a train. So when I entered my coach, I saw there were families, college students, and one man specifically with a wife and a little kid. He was staring at me constantly, and once the lights went off, he just came to my berth. He slid the drapes off my side lower berth, and he just made space and sat behind me, manhandled me into his control. And by the time I screamed, the lights were switched on again by somebody, and this man just disappeared. But when he disappeared, I was left alone to face the people there. So I addressed the situation. I told them what happened, but I was countered only by questions like, why was I traveling alone? Where were my parents? How old am I? And stuff like that. So I was left with nothing to do to get through the night. So I ended up posting about it on Facebook, and somebody on my behalf reported a case, and the man was deboarded on the next station itself. The police were quite quick.
I was 16. My cousin had visited us. We were supposed to sleep in the same room. And he thought of taking advantages of that part. Every night was a torture. Every day was a nightmare. And I complained to my parents. They thought I was under the influence of Bollywood movies and just making up stories.
When I was 15, I was molested by my maths tutor. He used to touch me here and there, now and then. But one day he forced me to touch his crotch. I was really scared. I ran away, and my mom found me under the stairs. Though he lost his job, but there was no legal action taken against him.
What were you wearing? I'm a hijabi, so a hijab. How did people take it when you shared your story? Well, I got pity, a shoulder to cry on, and a lot of slut shaming.
Why didn't you speak up before? Because I thought I was alone. I got the courage looking at other people, and I spoke up now.
Have you ever been in a vulnerable situation but you were not taken advantage of? Yes, because there are few men who understand consent. Did anybody ever apologize? Yeah, they did right after the Me Too campaign because they were too afraid.
Do you think social media is the way? Yes, the world is online and they need to know.
Why were you alone with him? He was my cousin. I think it was okay to be alone with him.
Why you didn't take any legal action? Well, because of the emotional labor of explaining 6 officers who are asking you slut-shaming questions like, did you love him?
What do you expect out of posting it on social media? Acceptance, acknowledging that we have a problem is the first step.
Do you think there are cases where people are getting framed? Yes, and it is wrong, but this doesn't invalidate the cause.
Do you ever blame yourself for what happened? I used to, but not anymore.
What about men who are assaulted? Yes, of course, that is wrong. And Me Too is gender neutral and not gender specific, as we all know.
Do you think you were at fault? Well, we took the blame for centuries. Now it's time for patriarchy to be held responsible.
Does the intensity of the assault make a difference? Yes, the guy who assaults today can be a rapist tomorrow. It does make a difference.
Stop before you give someone a lifetime of shame and blame. There's no pride in assaulting or raping or hurting or breaking someone's trust. Someone's trust. C-O-N-S-E-N-T. That's consent. I hope you understand. I really hope you understand.